Hi, my name is Andriana, and I will be playing the role of Professor Snape. Potter, you're late. Come and introduce yourself to the class.
Sorry, Professor Snape. Hi, everyone. My name's Irfan, and today I'll be playing the role of Harry Potter. Let me introduce you to my friends Hermione and Ron.
Hi, my name is Sharon and I will be playing Hermione Granger.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and I'll be playing the role of Ron Weasley.
And to save the best for last, my name is Keyshawn, and I will be playing the role of Lord Voldemort.
What are you doing here, Voldemort?
Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die.
Well done, Harry. That is a very advanced spell. In the meantime, you and your friends will have to learn the magic of communication.
We will present you with letters, memos, instant messages, and emails, guidelines for all correspondence, routine and good news replies, and finally, letters of thanks and congratulations.
You will be sorted into your houses to defeat Voldemort using the magic of communication. In the Ravenclaw house, our intelligent students will be educating themselves on the first two units, elements of a business letter, and memos, instant messages, and emails.
The first step of this spell requires learning the elements of a business letter. And the first step in the elements of the business letter is to write your address. This is used just in case a mistake were to happen in delivery. The next step is to write today's date, then followed by the address that you are intending to deliver to. Next, write the attention lines, as they're used to direct the message to the correct person. Following that, you should write a polite greeting, then by the subject line, then by the contents of your letter, also known as the body. Finally, close off your letter with an equally polite close. Then sign your letter.
Some other parts of business letter that you should know is formatting. Always use full block style as it is a standard. Next is having good punctuation, but in certain areas you must avoid punctuation. Those include the inside and return address, as well as the greeting and closing. Finally, you must include the following on your envelope: their name, title, then address, each being written on a separate line, then writing their city, province, or state, and their postal code on the single line.
Here's a sample letter showing the correct way to format your business letter. Notice the organization's title, the sender's name and title, the recipient's name accompanied by a salutation. Also notice a complimentary close alongside the signature. Some final things to notice are the formatting and punctuation of the letter.
Are quite easy. They are not as used as emails are, but they do hold great importance. The key to memos is to be short and precise. Memos are not meant to be long. They are meant to relay a quick message such as essential information or asking for a task to be done.
Instant messages are the easiest resource for communication. It has no need for a formal introduction, as it is quick and to the point. The keys to instant messaging and text are the following. Only use it to ask or answer questions that are urgent. Keep it brief and to the point. Be patient when waiting for a response. Do not text someone where you wouldn't want to take a call. Do not reply over instant messages or text to someone if they can send you an email. And always answer new messages as soon as possible.
Emails are one of the most used forms of communication in the business world. It allows users to send drafts quicker and to keep a record of their sent and received. There are two levels of emails. Outgoing, concise and has an obvious point. Avoid sending emails with irrelevant and inappropriate details. Incoming, check emails regularly and respond to them as soon as possible.
Now that you have gained useful magical information, you will be creating a barrier spell around Hogwarts to keep Voldemort out. But before you do, I need to test your capabilities to perform this spell correctly. Your first question: when should you use instant messages or texts?
I believe the correct answer is C. You should only use instant messages and text in urgent situations.
Nice work, Hermione. Clever as always. Since you got my question correct, you have obtained a rune of this spell, the letter P. This is the first letter out of 7, and if you get them all correct, you will be able to master this spell. My second question: how should you align your letters?
I think the answer is D. You should probably use a ruler to align your letters. They are on paper, after all.
Ron, stop being foolish. I asked how you should align your letters, not what you should align them with. Because of this, Ron, I will not give you the rune. Anyways, moving on to the next question. Memos should be...
The correct answer is D, short and to the point. Having a memo too long can make it sound boring.
Good work, Harry. Here's the next rune in your spell, the letter R. Now, how should you close your letters?
You should close your letters with sincerely, as it's the only formal close option on this question.
Correct again, Harry, but do let someone else speak next time. With your correct answer, you have gained the rune, letter O. Moving on, what is the fastest mode of communication?
The correct answer is A. Instant messages have instant in the name, obviously.
Nice work, Ron. Here's the next rune, T. Now let's take a quick break and we'll continue the lesson after.
It seems like their class is going a little too well. I should try to disrupt the class by purposely saying the wrong answer. I'll drink this polyjuice potion and disguise myself as a student in the classroom. This will definitely slow them down.
That's strange. It's like Voldemort's presence is in this classroom. It's probably nothing to worry about, though.
Welcome back, students. Now let's move on to our next question. What is texting?
Texting is when you call someone. So clearly, The answer is A.
Incorrect. Texting is communication between phone to phone. Pay attention next time. Since your answer was incorrect, I will not give you the rune. Our next question is the following. Emails are
C. Emails are cost effective.
good work. Here's the next rune, the letter E. Our next question is, what are some benefits of using emails?
The correct answer is D. All the reasons mentioned are genuinely great, but I don't think choosing one is a good idea.
Correct, Ron. All the previously mentioned are benefits of using emails. Hence, all the above is correct. Here's your next rune, the letter G. Only one last rune to go. Here's our next question. What is instant messaging?
Instant messaging is communication regarding phone to phone.
Incorrect. Instant messaging is communication from screen to screen. You should have been paying attention when I corrected you last time. Alright, students, this will be our final question. What is my last name?
Wait. I thought Snape was your last name. Doesn't that mean the correct answer is C?
Well done, Potter. I thought I almost fooled you. Here is our last rune, the letter O. With all these runes, you have completed the spell Protego. Now, let's review what has been done. Please read the following.
As we have just witnessed, the students at Hogwarts have created the first two spells. They used letters, memos, emails, and instant messages to create a barrier spell, even when I tried my best to stop them. Mark my words, these students will not be underestimated again. I will plot my revenge in the next game, and then surely they will not be able to defeat me using the magic of communication.
That's strange. The Slytherin house is missing.
To break the barrier of the Hogwarts school, I must use the Slytherin house to help me.
The routine request and claim spell in the Magic of Communication spellbook has gone missing. Not to worry, we can manage without the Slytherin house's help.
To perform the spell, we must learn about routine requests and claims from the Magic of Communications spell book. Placing an order, requesting information or credit, and making routine claims are situations that require a direct approach. What are the steps to a direct approach? Step number 1. Make an explicit request, not an implied one. Step number 2. Transfer all necessary details the receiver needs in order to complete the request. And step number 3, if the request has multiple parts, organize them using a list format.
Finally, I managed to sneak into the Slytherin house. I wonder what's going on.
I feel the presence of a certain sorcerer.
Uh-oh, I should get out of here before Voldemort catches me. I wonder what he's planning to do.
That was odd. I could have sworn I saw Harry Potter. Must have been a trick of my imagination. Anyways, since claims are rarely good news for the receiver, the direct approach may seem like an odd way to make a routine claim. However, the goal of successful businesses is to satisfy the customer. Resolving reasonable complaints and difficulties with a letter that communicates the problem efficiently and directly gives the recipient a chance to solve the problem with goodwill. What are the steps to making a claim? Step number 1. Do not beat around the bush. Be concise about the nature of your claim and the reason behind it. You may also want to state the urgency of your claim by relating it to the consequences of the problem. Step number 2. Be explicit about what you want the receiver to do. Do not let personal feelings get in the way of your request and exaggerate the problem. A reasonable request with only facts is much more likely to get a favorable response. Often, an angry receiver may resist settling the claim.
What's going on?
The barrier is broken.
Guys, Voldemort is getting close. I can feel it.
Let's head on to the Gryffindor house.
Under these circumstances of limited time, we must learn a crucial spell with the assistance of the Gryffindor house.
What kind of spell, Professor Snape?
The spell is called Expelliarmus. This is the most powerful and sinister spell commonly referred to as the Killing Curse. When used correctly, it holds great power. To learn a spell like this, we must learn the guidelines for all correspondence. First, utilize separate communications when discussing more than one topic, so that the reader focuses on one topic at a time and does not divert their attention to a separate subject.
The well-known KISS acronym in business writing. Keep it short and simple. Insinuates that one-page memos or letters are ideal. But if you can't, then try to be as brief as possible, because there's a subtle psychological barrier in turning a page.
If a one-page memo is the goal, then how can one be complete and brief at the same time? Being complete means including all the information needed for a letter to achieve its purpose. For example, if you are placing an order, you obviously need to include all the details that will permit the reader to fill it. If the reader gets back to you on some aspect you have forgotten, then your letter was incomplete. Incompleteness is often a result of vagueness. And remember that to be brief does not mean to omit details, but to sift out those that don't matter.
You and your pronouns are useful reminders that you are aware of the individual and makes the phrase more personal and centered to the reader. Instead of saying, I received your report today, say, thank you for your report today. Using the reader's name in the body of the letter is occasionally useful to emphasize the personal touch. But don't overdo it, and only use it in connection with something positive.
And our last point, by avoiding negative phrases and substituting them with positive ones, you will maintain a friendly, courteous tone to avoid making the reader feel irritated or defensive. Here's an example.
If your parents had not interfered my plan, they would still be here.
This is an example of a negative phrase used in a sentence. As you can evidently see, Voldemort is blaming Harry's parents. Now, Harry, can you correct Voldemort?
Thanks to my parents' interference, I am still alive to this day.
Harry's example is more positively phrased. Well done, Harry. Moving on. The primary rule of the direct approach is to get to the point quickly. The first sentence in a routine or good news letter should contain the key information, as a business letter can lose the reader's interest with a flat opening.
The basic pattern of a routine or good news letter is easy to follow if you remember the put it up front principle. Number 1, put the most important points first. Number 2, give supporting details. And number 3, end off with a goodwill statement. But what is a goodwill statement? Well, a goodwill is essentially a sentence that expresses appreciation, offers extra help, or looks to future relationships. This will strengthen the personal and courteous tone of business letters.
When communicating with people from other cultures, it is ideal to find out what level of directness is customary. What may be acceptable in one culture could be perceived as unacceptable in another. For example, for most business correspondents in North America, the direct approach is best. However, in Japan, to be direct is thought to be rude, and in Europe, different degrees of directness are appropriate, as Germans are more direct than the French. You have learned the most valuable spell you need. Now you have the power to defeat Voldemort. Best of luck, Potter.
Thank you, Professor Snape. Your help is greatly appreciated, and we wouldn't have been able to get this far without you.
Voldemort is here.
Come on, Harry, we must go now.
I clearly underestimated the power of good communication. By being direct and explicit in good news, and by speaking in simple and positive terms to get the messages across. Their teamwork proved that the magic of communication is powerful, even enough to defeat me.
Harry, you did it!
You defeated Voldemort using the magic of communication.
You were all a tremendous help to Harry.
It's all over now. I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Now let's review what has been done prior to defeating Voldemort. Please read the following. To conclude your journey, head on over to the Hufflepuff House, where they will present to you the last piece of information you need. You will write Harry a letter of congratulations for defeating Voldemort.
To further enhance your business relationships as well as your personal ones, a note of appreciation is the best way to go. There is no need for it to be long as the letter is sincere and genuine. When writing your letter of thanks or congratulations, Make sure to state why you are either grateful for their help or why you think they deserve it.
To ensure your methods of communication are smooth and to avoid any drawbacks, use the following tips. Respect workplace on internet use. Make sure to ask your company's policy and regulations regarding internet use.
Use simple formats. Some email or browser programs read text wrong, especially when they're copied from a Word document.
Use email attachments. When sending documents or lengthy documents, write it out in another Word document program. Save it and attach it to the email.
Create an email signature. The email program you are using will give you the option to create an e-signature.
Keep internet liability in mind. For your safety, treat your email the same way you would treat paper documents.
Avoid content-free email. Make sure your email has a clear purpose and message to respect the time of your receiver.
Use clear, specific subject lines. This allows the receiver to know which emails are important to look at and can prevent yours from being deleted.
Hermione, will you write a letter of thanks to Harry for defeating Voldemort?
Sure, Ron, but could you help me refine my knowledge on these types of letters?
Of course. Let's start. A note of appreciation can A, strengthen, B, weaken, C, organize, or D, satisfy business relationships.
Strengthen.
That is correct. The next question is, you should show your gratitude by exaggerating your letter to seem extra thankful. True or false?
I say that's true.
Incorrect. Exaggerating a letter of thanks may seem ingenuine despite its claim. You should keep it to 1 or 2 details of why you are grateful and be sincere.
I see. That makes sense.
Now, thank you for defeating Voldemort. The world needed that, and we are grateful for your help. Is that a good example or a bad example?
I think that is a good example.
That is incorrect. It is a bad example.
But you said exaggerating may seem ingenuine, and 1 or 2 details is enough.
That is also correct. However, this letter sounds too formal and insincere. You need to find a good balance between being formal and genuine. Remember, this letter is to strengthen the relationship with Harry, not an empty thank you. The next question is, a thank you letter should be A, very detailed and lengthy, B, concise and formal, C, informal and gracious, or D, genuine and brief.
The answer is D, genuine and brief.
That is correct. You do not need to make it lengthy if it is genuine. The final question is, the following is we greatly appreciate your help in defeating Voldemort. His defeat was long awaited and needed. We were very impressed by the spells you used to defeat him. Thank you for giving all of us the opportunity to go back to our normal lives. A good example or bad example?
I believe that is a good example because it's concise, genuine, and able to express its gratitude in a brief letter.
Correct. Good work, Hermione.
Now let's review what has been done in the Hufflepuff House. Please read the following.
We'd be invincible.